What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm just sorting the books out. I actually cannot believe how many books I read this year. Oh my goodness. So the book that I went to go fetch right now is a book that I'm currently reading. I'll show it to you just now. I just want to get these into my sort of even piles. And then I realized how many more books that I still need to review. My gosh. So the book that I'm currently reading is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This is the first book that I've read from Christina Lauren. It's so good. So that's how much I have left. I think like less than 100 pages. I might be wrong. Let's check. I'm not going to review it right now because we're just doing like a roundup of the books that I've read this year, right? Yeah, just like under 100 pages. And I've read so many good books this year. Oh my goodness. So I have read 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 books, and I'm gonna say 15 with this one because I'm almost done with it, and I'm definitely gonna be done with it before December ends. And I just want to give you a rundown of all the books that I've read, and then the books that I still need to review, my top 5 favorite books of 2022, and my top 5 least favorite books. Now, the books that I'm reviewing are not necessarily books that were published or released in 2022. These are just books that I read in 2022. I just want to get that out there. So we're going to separate this into books that I have reviewed, books that I have not reviewed, my top 5 favorite books, and my top 5 least favorite books. So I'm going to start with books that I have reviewed. The Beekeeper of Aleppo by Christy Lefteri. It's so good. So good. I recently bought this book for a friend. If you watch my most recent vlog, I will link it above and in the description box. But I bought it for her because this is one of my favorite books that I've read this year. And as somebody that I'm South African, live in South Africa, grew up in South Africa, yeah. She's also, I think it sort of speaks to struggle, and I think as a black person I relate to struggle more than a white person. She's a white female, but as a South African we know, I mean, we're struggling right now with electricity, yeah. But anyways, beautiful book, love it. Next, Beach Read by Emily Henry. You know, this book I got off of Loot, and Loot is a website where I get tons of books for a really good price, and I'm so glad I didn't go and buy this at like the conventional bookstores because it would have been a waste of my money. Really, just not it. Yes, it doesn't have the cover that everybody knows, but it's not it. I didn't like this book. Will never buy it for anybody. Do not recommend. But so many people, I feel like on Bookstagram and Book Talk, are in love with this book, and I don't understand why. It just doesn't do it. It didn't do it for me. Next, Black Girls Must Die Exhausted by Jane Allen. I really enjoyed this book. There was a comment in there was a comment under the review I did of this book, and someone said, if you have watched, what's that show with Gabby Union, Becoming Mary Jane? I've never seen an episode of Becoming Mary Jane. If you watch, apparently if you've watched Becoming Mary Jane, you've read this book. I don't believe that's true because you need to read a book, okay? Read this book, Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. I enjoyed it. Very light-hearted. Speaks about relatable things as a young black woman. Ugly Love. This is the most recent Coho book that I've read, and the most recent Coho book that I have. Coho is Colleen Hoover, okay? That I have reviewed, and absolutely loved it. Felt like Colleen was writing about me and this sneaky link, and yeah, beautiful. Colleen, girl, oh, you just do the things. You just do the things. Another Colleen Hoover book, It Ends With Us. This was the first Colleen Hoover book that I read, and that's when I just was like, I'm in love with this woman. She knows how to do the things. She is making the paths to be done, you know. She does the things that need to be done, and it's devastating, okay, devastating, but it's also very beautiful. Absolutely love, absolutely would recommend. I would buy it for you. Yeah, I feel like I would actually not buy this for someone. You gotta buy this for yourself, because it can be quite triggering if maybe you relate to some of the things that happen here. So I don't want to buy this for you and then you're devastated, but now you can't recover from the devastation. Another Colleen Hoover book, Reminders of Him. How beautiful is this cover? Oh, I love it. I just devoured this book so quickly. I was getting annoyed with it though. No, I'm lying. It took me long to read this book actually, because I was getting annoyed with it. I was just like, where's this going? I understand. And then at the end I said, yes, Colleen, yes, girl. I still need to purchase It Starts With Us. So it would be the sequel to It Ends With Us. It Starts With Us. I need to purchase that one, and maybe I'll buy that as a Christmas gift to myself. Girl in Pieces. Y'all really loved the book review I did for Girl in Pieces. I think out of all of my book reviews, it has been the one that has been watched the most. Some of you reported me and sent and said, YouTube, y'all need to check on this hand because she's about to off herself. I'm still here. The year is done and I'm still here, and I did not off myself. And thank you to those that showed concern, and thank you to YouTube for sending me the email to check up on me. Obviously this talks about self-harm. See the little red thingies is it's referencing the girl who cuts herself. Beautiful book. It says a haunting, beautiful and necessary book. I definitely think it is very necessary. There's just not enough talk still in 2022, almost 2023. There's just still not enough talk about self-harm, unaliving, addiction. There's just not enough. But I loved this book. Beautiful. Next book, Songbirds. This is a book that I would definitely buy for somebody, especially as South African. In the review I did talk about how I relate to this as a South African that does have a helper, a maid, a domestic worker, whatever you call him or her. And a lot of the time our domestic workers are migrant workers. They come from outside of the country, mostly Zimbabwean. My helper is Zimbabwean, and I think this book really just covers a theme around believing women, you know, and caring enough about women of color, I think, when they go missing. Because like, do people actually care when people go missing? I think this was highlighted in the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, that just like police actually don't care to look for people of color when they go missing. But anyway, story for another day. Jeffrey Dahmer. Songbirds, loved it. Next I'm going to be doing books that I haven't reviewed yet. There are 2, 4, 6 books that I haven't reviewed yet, and we'll start with Taylor Jenkins Reid. Okay, Miss Taylor Jenkins Reid. My favorite authors currently are Colleen Hoover, of course. I think I actually rank Taylor Jenkins Reid above Colleen Hoover. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. It's just my preference. Taylor Jenkins Reid writes in a way that I love. I sometimes find Colleen Hoover's books are a little bit predictable. Yeah, Taylor Jenkins Reid is just oof. So I've got 3 books of hers, and I own 4 Colleen Hoover books. I've shown you 3. The one I haven't read yet, and it is Verity. I'll probably read that next after Christina Lauren's book. And Daisy Jones and the Six. I heard there's gonna be, I didn't even hear, I saw it on Taylor Jenkins's Instagram. There's going to be a series on Daisy Jones and the Six, okay? And now that means I have to subscribe to Prime Video, and I will subscribe just to watch this. It's coming in March. It's like a birthday present to me because my birthday is in March. It's coming in March and I cannot wait. This book blew me away. So beautiful. I thought it was real. I thought that this is real. It's not. It's a fiction. Next, still Taylor Jenkins Reid, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Evelyn Hugo, a legend. I also thought this was real, just by the way. I thought Evelyn Hugo was a real person. Oh, so well written, complex, layered like an onion. Just absolutely beautiful. I've been wanting to review this for so long, but I just feel like I need to read it again so that I can do the review justice, you know. This was one of the books that I read early on in the year, and absolutely beautiful. Another Taylor Jenkins Reid book, Malibu Rising. This was weird for me. I enjoyed it, but I think it was weird because it was set in Malibu, by the beach. Everybody surfs, things that I know nothing about. Surfing, okay? I don't live at the beach, but I do love the beach. Pisces girl, water sign. But it was nice. It was beautiful. I also struggled to get through this one the same way I struggled to get through Reminders of Him by Colleen, Hoover, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. It was absolutely beautiful. Next author, Twisted Love. I thought that I would now and then move on to buying Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, and the green one. I forgot what the green one is called. But for some reason I didn't enjoy this book that much. I have not reviewed it, but I think I gave it, like, in my head, a 3 out of 5 stars. So that's like very average, 60%. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. We'll have to wait for the review. Ooh, next, 7 Days in June. Yo, what a beauty. As you can see, the tabs, look at the tabs. The tabs are tabbing. I still haven't found my tabs, just by the way, so I have to buy new ones to tab other books. But the man, oh man, oh man, a lot of yellow tabs. That means it was funny. Yeah, I love that the main characters are black people. Representation matters. It does. It does. And the last book that I read, Clara and the Sun. This is one of the books that I read very early in the year and was surprisingly good. This is an author I'd like to read more from, but I'm a little bit like skeptical. Not that this book was sucky. It was beautiful. It's written in the future, I think. If I think about the story of Clara and the Sun, AI talks about a lot. AI, there's a lot of AI amongst us, and I don't know, it made me worry a little bit. Like, what is the future going to look like? Are we actually going to have robots? Literal robots, not just the robots on our phones, the robots in our homes, not just that, you know. Yeah. Now I'm gonna move on to my top 5. No, let's start with the bottom 5. Okay, we'll save the best for last. Let's start with the bottom 5. I didn't mention this book in the roundup of books that I read this year, but this made it onto the bottom. Okay, if you've seen the review, you saw that I wasn't quite happy with this. And you're gonna be surprised about some of my bottom ones as well, because I said I actually did like them, but I'm just thinking of what I read and how they compared to the other books that I read. Not to say that some of the books that are in my bottom 5 are sucky. This one definitely, My Phantom's sucky, and it lands up at number 1. So I'm gonna go from most sucky to the least sucky. So number 1, Gwendolyn, My Phantoms. Number 2, the second Psychiast is Beach Read by Emily Henry. The third Psychiast is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. The fourth Psychiast, baby girl, Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one, Malibu Rising. It's not a psyche book. I'm just comparing it to what was in my repertoire of literature this year, okay? It's not a psyche book. I don't want you to think it's a psyche book. I haven't reviewed it yet, but I know when I do review it, I'm gonna give it 4 stars out of 5. And Jane Ellen, also, it's the least psychiest out of the psyche books that I read. So I did give Black Girls Must Die Exhausted 4 out of 5 stars, I think. But yeah, those are my books that I didn't really enjoy as much as the others. These are my top 5 favorite books that I read in 2022. Ooh, okay, we're gonna go from 5 all the way to 1. 1 being my most favorite, okay? Number 5. Ooh, Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I mean, I loved all of Colleen Hoover's books, the ones that I read this year, but I just found that this one really captured a time in my life this year. Something that happened this year very well. I was like, I hate men, I'm never gonna date again, all of that jazz. And then I met somebody, and then he made me hate men more. But now I don't hate men anymore. If you know the story of who this is, you know that. Oh, she cool. Okay, moving right along. Number 4, Girl in Pieces. I think this will always be so dear to my heart. Out of all the books, this is the only one that made me cry. I didn't even cry with It Ends With Us. I didn't even cry with Reminders of Him. I didn't cry. Okay, no, I did cry while reading Ugly Love. Okay, so but like I was like while reading this one because I was in a dark place. Girl in Pieces, Kathleen Glasgow. Somebody on the comment section of the review for this book said, I'm not scared, you'd be home now by Kathleen Glasgow, but they said be prepared. Okay, so maybe I'll put that on my to be read or to be bought list for next year. Girl in Pieces is at number 4. Number 3, Tia Williams, baby, 7 Days in June. This was beautiful, just amazing. Yeah, so cute, very cute. I won't talk too much about it because I haven't reviewed it. Number 2, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It was a real, it was difficult for me to decide whether this is going to be number 1 or number 2. Stunning. Taylor Jenkins Reid, you did it, babe. You did it. Love this book. Yeah, wow. So I can't wait to read it again. I actually wanted to reread it before the year ends, but we'll see about that because I still have a lot of books on my bookshelf that I haven't read yet. I'm still on a book buying ban, and I've actually been honoring my book buying ban so well. Haven't bought any new books. When I went to Exclusive Books the other day to get The Beekeeper Volepa for Danielle, I then wanted to pick up It Starts With Us, One of Us Is Lying, all these other books that I want, but I put them back on the bookshelf. Okay, number 1, Taylor Jenkins Reid, Daisy Jones and the Six. This was money well spent. Okay, this book cost me only 215 rand. Money well spent. And it actually took me a long time to read because I bought this while I was in Cape Town, and then in between shooting Tastemaster and stuff, it was difficult for me to keep up with reading, but I still very much enjoyed it. It was so good, and this is yeah, this is my number one for this year. I hope you guys have enjoyed the book reviews this year. I definitely will be reviewing the 6 books that I have not reviewed. I want to do, like, next year I'm like trying to plan my content calendar for this channel, you know, because I'm enjoying it so much. Next year I want to do a vlog, 1 week a vlog, next week a book review, next week so like alternate, 1 vlog, 1 review, 1 vlog, 1 review. But like I said, there are a lot of different things that are going to be happening in my life next year that I think that I'm crazy to even be doing this, but it's necessary. Okay. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and tell me, like, just in the comment section, list your top 5 books for 2022 and bottom 5 books for 2022 as well. Okay, it's been real. I probably will still be vlogging throughout the holidays. Who knows, maybe I won't, I don't know. But just make sure that you're subscribed, and please do give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Bye.